Pandemic. We have been fielding hundreds of messages a day from people who are having trouble filing unemployment claims. Almost 3 months later, some people still haven't received a dime from the Texas Workforce Commission. Our investigative team went to work digging into why the state agency is experiencing so many issues. As investigator Jody Barr discovered, a lot of it boils down to the TWC trying to handle 21st century problems with decades-old technology.
Zero. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0.
You might recognize Gigi Murray. How many times?
93. It's just constantly like this.
We interviewed her early last month after she tried hundreds of times over a few weeks to reach the Texas Workforce Commission. She was just wanting to file an unemployment claim. The day after this interview aired, she got 3 calls from the TWC. When you hung up with the TWC on that Monday, how'd you feel?
Oh, I felt great. I was like, yes, it's finally taken care of. And then it's not.
Part of what the agency said caused the problems. The state's unemployment computer system is stored on 30-year-old mainframes. The software used to store, input, and access that information is outdated.
It takes time to make changes to it. It's just because of its complexity and the fact that it was originally created in the 1990s, and we've added things to it because that system is so old and it's difficult to make changes to.
TWC Director Ed Cerna says he had a plan in place to replace the mainframe system long before the pandemic hit. In fact, just weeks before, the TWC was negotiating a contract with a software developer for a $40 million server replacement to move the commission's unemployment system to a cloud-based server, which would help the TWC meet any increase in demand on its systems.
Because we had a couple of good offers that we needed to go back and forth and refine, the timing just caught us off guard. I mean, if the pandemic could only have waited 1 more month to start in April instead of March, we probably would have had an executed contract.
The governor signed the $40 million expenditure last June. The next month, the TWC published a request for offers, asking software developers to bid on the project. In February, the TWC was about to award the contract, but the pandemic derailed the project. Some of the criticisms we're hearing from people who develop software, they're saying that this cloud-based technology is nothing new. This has been in existence for years. The criticism we're hearing from those folks is that there's no way that a state agency this large should have waited much past 2010 to begin the process. Is that a fair criticism?
It is from a pure technology perspective, but the one aspect that they're missing that we always have to consider in government is the availability of funding. It isn't just a matter of grabbing the technology and implementing it.
And as you see, I've gotten nothing.
Gigi Murray isn't convinced technology is the problem. She only knows she and a lot of other jobless Texans still haven't seen a single unemployment check.
You can't wait for the hurricane to happen to buy the generator. You have to have things in place to take care of these disasters. And obviously, they were not prepared for this.
You think the TWC has let the state of Texas down?
Absolutely, they have let the state of Texas down.
Gigi Murray is going to hold off on that trip to the governor's office, though. After our interview with the TWC director, she got a call from the TWC telling her they made a mistake in her filing, and she will receive her unemployment payments Wednesday. As for the server replacement, the director tells me they just restarted the contract negotiations, but even if a contract was signed today, that's still a 2 to 3 year project. Jody Barr, KXAN Investigates.